Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here and today it is time for episode number 1 of our Project Cars walkthrough, but first of all I've got to apologise, it's been far too long since I last uploaded on this channel. Here on my second channel, it's been a bit neglected because of how busy I've been with exams and stuff, and I said on my main channel I was going to start this up again because obviously I'd have a lot of time over the summer with no school and stuff, and that will be the case, and that is starting here with the start of this new series, which I am going to continue. This will actually be a fairly consistent series, don't worry about that. I've just got to apologise for another thing. I forgot to press record on my Elgato to show you the Twitter name that it gives me, the name which will just be Niran Yesufu. That's the name I always give myself because that's actually my name, but that's beyond the point. And my favourite number, I forgot to press record, I do apologise. Favourite number is going to be number 62, and I will also set up a real Twitter account for this sort of racer, if you like. So if you want to tweet that, it will be up on the screen now, and if you tweet it with like nice messages after I post about races, you may just get yourself featured in the little box along the side on the dashboard on career mode in the next episode. But now we are choosing our team. We've gone for Formula Rookie because I don't like the look of those karts. It's what everyone's said. Everyone has said, just don't start in karting. So I've gone for Formula Rookie. We've got 2 contract offers here from West Force and Auto Rebel. The first of which here from West Force. We're actually going to pick West Force. Here you can see Formula Rookie cars, pretty much like the Formula Ford cars of the olden days before they changed them substantially a few years ago. But yeah, I do like the fact it sort of tells you a little bit of a tiny background on each team, like when they were founded, how much experience that then gives them, and where they were founded, like what country. So that's pretty cool. We've gone for West Force though over Auto Rebel. Another quite cool thing is that each team can be represented in other categories and other disciplines. So Auto Rebel, the other team, they're actually a team in Formula A, which, if you don't know, is the highest tier in the Formula category. And if I'd have known that at the time, I perhaps would have gone with them in a sort of scholarship deal to try and get into Formula A quicker. But that is a little background into the series and background, I suppose, into the teams. We've gone for West Force, and you can see a few emails from their representatives in our email or inbox section from my race engineer and also from the owner of the team. Now, you're going to see it in a little second is actually the dashboard. I do find this really cool. Sim Racer, it actually tells you all the news from all the other categories and other race championships going on at the same time, so you don't just know about your own, it's everything else, like GT4 there going on as well in the background. It looks absolutely awesome, and of course the fan chat as well, which is a sort of social media aspect, but also I'll be making that into real life, as I said earlier, with a real Twitter account that you can tweet, and if you do tweet that with nice messages or whatever of support to my driver, then you will be in the next episode along that little bar. So we're going to now continue into the calendar to try and embark on our first journey into racing with Formula Rookie, the UK Challenge. We've also got the American Challenge and German Championships as well to choose from, but I think I'm going to go for the UK Championship because I know the tracks a little bit better. I do believe it's Oulton Park and Snetterton we'll be driving at now. Both of those tracks I haven't driven for a while, it's fair to say. I will get on to that in a little bit, however. We are going to, though, jump into the UK Challenge, and here we are in qualifying. I've got the difficulty on 90% for the AI. If you wanted to see some of the settings there before we started, then you can see that in the background a few seconds ago. But we're embarking out onto the track here for round 1, qualifying here at Oulton Park. The second round is, in fact, at Snetterton. Sort of just getting used to the car as well. I've had a little bit of issues with my pad as well. I'm not really confident using my pad at the moment because I've had this sort of steering lock glitch that a lot of people have been having, and they're going off at the first possible opportunity there due to the cold tyres at the start of this qualifying session. We'll have to see how we do, though, and see if we can get a good qualifying session. There's 2 races, of course, per race weekend in both the races, so we'll have race 1 and race 2 at Oulton Park, then race 1 and race 2 at Snetterton, but they'll obviously be round 3 and 4. Now, just coming towards the end of the lap here through Druids, I haven't actually driven this track, right, since I had a PS1 game called Tokka Touring Cars. Now, if you had that game, you're an absolute god. It was actually made by Codemasters, interestingly enough. I think it was the first game they ever made, and it was awesome for a PS1 game. And that's the last time I drove Oulton Park on a racing game, and that is the same story for Snetterton as well, I do believe. So bear with me because I'm trying to learn the track a little bit more as well. But just getting a banker lap in that set us and put us up into 9th place out of 16 later on though in the session, and we're going off At this same corner again, we're out of shape and we've spun on cold tyres, having just come out of the pit lane again. We're struggling, we're down to 10th place as well. And that is how it would end, because I couldn't get another lap in, so we start 13th, and yeah, for the first race of the season, we'll be starting 13th on the grid. It's not exactly ideal, but it's a challenge, isn't it? We are a rookie here. Someone getting pole position, I'll have to shut my curtains to actually see who that is. I can't read that right now, but Mark Rogers I can see in 7th place, and we qualified just in front of Juan Zapata on our debut here at Oulton Park. So we're going to get off the grid, hopefully, for race 1, our first ever race of our career. I haven't even talked about that really, but the green lights are now on. It's a good start in comparison to Juan Zapata and Timo Nürnberg in front of us. Going to try and breeze around the outside of our teammate there as well, Max Morton, in the other West Force car, and down into turn 1, going up the inside of that blue and white car there. Who is that? I think that's Edgar something or other, who's gone around the outside of us there as well. Now heading towards the first or second and third corners there, just going up the inside, just squeezing our way past Paul Rowan there, who loses out, I think, to Timo Nürnberg as well. We go out wide though, and Rowan goes straight back through. So does Nürnberg, but he hits us there on the way through. He goes up into the air, and I think he lost a wheel. And now down into the chicane, we've got cars hitting the wall on the inside there. We brake a bit too late there, hit Rowan there slightly. He goes wide, but 2 cars into the wall on the inside, and a yellow flag there at the hairpin. A yellow flag because of Nürnberg hitting us, and we're up into 7th now because we passed Mark Rogers on the exits of the hairpin and the run down to the chicane. We've lunged up the inside now and made a great move, but the yellow car just turns into the wall, and what a mad first few corners even. What is going on here? 3 huge accidents already. Nürnberg hitting us and flying in the air and losing a wheel. 2 cars going into the tyre wall at the hairpin, and then that yellow car, I don't even know who it was actually, to be honest with you, hitting the tyre wall there in the chicane. And we've now got Esa Nieminen, I think, or Esa Nieminen, I can't quite read that. He sounds Finnish. He sounds like he's from Finland. Right in front of us in that blue and green car. And then behind us is Mark Rogers after we made that nice move on him coming out of the hairpin. But we are already up into 6th place at the end of lap 1 in the slipstream of Nieminen after starting 13th on the grid. So it's a very good first lap for ourselves here. Very, very good progress through the field. Well, pretty much helped by everyone else having accidents around us. I'm not entirely sure whether the first accident, which was coming out of this corner we're just going through, was our fault. We did go wide. We didn't really turn back across the track. We just sort of maintained our line out wide. I think Nürnberg just sort of went wide into us, and then we sort of had nowhere to go. Thankfully, we've got no damage. Damage is on full for this series, as well as the AI being on 90%, which is the second hardest difficulty, despite me only getting this game actually quite recently. So I'm kind of impressed that I'm actually managing to keep up with Nieminen at the moment as we sort of enter the second half of this second lap here, and getting very, very close to the wall there on the inside, which has already caused one accident with that yellow and black car. We're managing to get away from Mark Rogers pretty well, but as you can see, moving on to lap 4, the final lap of the race, going through Druids for the final time, this quick double apex right-hand corner. Nothing really happened for the rest of the race. We couldn't really get close to Nieminen, or close enough to Nieminen. There we go, close enough to Nieminen. It's quite hard to say that sentence. To make a move, we always lost quite a bit of time going through the first 3 corners and could never really quite make it up enough through the second half of the lap where we were stronger, but we come across the line in our first ever race in this career to take a very, very solid 6th place there in front of Mark Rogers, Paul Rowan, Jürgen Toll, I can't quite read, Jürgen Bell, sorry, and our teammate Alex Morton there for West Force as well. You might see the winner of the race, hopefully, as well, if I scroll up. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen, but still, we take a very, very solid 6th here on our Formula Rookie debut, and this is how that affects the points there. Will's something or other, this is too small on my preview, I'm not entirely sure. He took the 30 points there. We found ourselves in 6th there behind Nieminen and Alex Lindsay there, but there you can see Auto Rebel, slightly bigger text now, I can actually read this. Auto Rebel there, top 151 points from HSM Racing. West Force there, our team. We found ourselves 3rd in the Constructors or Teams Championship after that first race of the season here at Oulton Park. From Dark Nitro, Proton Storm, Orion Racing, Marionette and Barracuda. But now it is time for race 2, and we actually find ourselves last on the grid. I don't know why that is. Maybe I should have paid more attention to the rules. If someone could tell me that in the comment section why I'm starting from the back in race 2, was I meant to do something in race 1 or in qualifying? But anyway, we've got a very good launch off the line actually. Already past Jurgen Bell and the first race winner there, Wills Berthley, I think that is. Now going towards Edgar Molnar, I think that is. And we duck out of that move, get boxed in slightly by that red and blue car in front of us there. And the red and blue car and the white and blue car, they're getting very close indeed. And Edgar, I'm just going to call him because I can read his first name. We go up the inside of him through turn 3 there. Hopefully we're not going to have as many accidents here on this first lap. But Edgar Murner there, managing to hold it around the outside. We should have the inside and make a clean, easy move into their hairpin. And hopefully we won't get involved in too many accidents. There's a green and white car. They're going across the hairpin and he's taken out our teammate and someone else. We managed to gain about 5 or 6 positions there on the exit of the hairpin just from people tripping over each other. That green and white car going across the grass, taking out my teammate there in a red and black car. I think it was Rowan, that Rowan guy from race 1. Taking him out onto the grass, a few other guys going wide. Now we've got this black and yellow car going wide there as well. That is Claudio Alves. I think he's the guy who hit the wall on lap 1. Speaking of which, there was a dot on the minimap just then that didn't go through the chicane. So I think someone else has hit the wall, but we're managing to breeze past Claudio Alves there very, very easily and take the position. Very good move there down towards Druids. And we just seem to have a little bit more pace here. And as you can see, so this is Paul Rowan. That must have been Rowan's teammate getting taken out early. We've gone up the inside of him and we're up into 5th place. And this is seeming suspiciously easy here. I'm not entirely sure if the AI are being affected by the fact there is probably a yellow flag out of the chicane that's causing them to be slower throughout the whole lap. But we are now starting to catch this Tommaso. Honestly, I can't I'm going to have to make the preview screen a little bit bigger. But down into turn 1, we're looking at the inside. We ride the curb there, and that is a lovely move into turn 1. And yet again, making a move. And now the podium is inside. We only came, of course, 6th in race 1. So a podium here would be absolutely awesome. And now next up is this blue and green car. This is Esa Nieminen, our rival from race 1. We're going to go up the inside of him. And we've dispatched the man from Finland, or who I just assume is from Finland, very easily. Looks back up the inside there through the hairpin, but we managed to cover him off very easily. And now we've got a blue and white car in front of us. Now, there's a yellow flag out here down towards the chicane. Yes, there is a car parked there. We're not going to make a move on this blue and white car just in case we get a penalty for overtaking under yellows. And there is a car just in the middle of the road. It's actually, I think that might be Edgar. I think that's Edgar. I'm sure that's the same livery that Edgar Werner guy had that I was battling with on the first lap. And now we are bearing down on number 2 here, whoever that is, in the blue and white car. And we've just taken the position. That is it. We've taken the position on the run down to Druids, and for some reason this is proving very easy. Next up now is Bernard Laurent. That's one name that I can actually remember from the race itself. Going up the inside of him, he's the teammate of the guy we just passed. A nice differential in colour scheme, but I think it's the same. I think it's the same team. We've gone up the inside of the red and white car there of Bernard Laurent in this slightly longer 5-lap race. And as we now move on to lap 3 of this 5-lap race, we are in the lead and on course to take our first ever win. I haven't played around with the difficulty, so I don't really understand the difference in pace from the AI, or a difference in pace for us, I suppose, from race 1. A lovely little lens flare there on the screen as well, given the conditions. And now you can see at the end of lap 3, that car still hasn't been moved away. Edgar's still sort of struggling, trying to get back to the pit lane. He's moved slightly, although he's been hit slightly. But the marshals or stewards still, the marshals still haven't managed to come out and get him. Now moving on to lap 5, our front tyres are actually overheating massively. Going through Druids here, we've actually been caught slightly by Bernard Laurent there and his teammate. I think that's the other Auto Rebel car behind him. And down towards the final corner on this final lap, we're going to have to go a little bit defensive. We should be able to hold on. We made an absolute mess though of that final corner, but in the run down there as third place goes a little bit wide, we should be able to hold on, and this could be our first win of our career, and it is. It's the first win of the Formula Rookie season in Season 1, and it is our first ever win here. Add that to the tally, win 1 here of our career mode in only our second race from Bernard Laurent and his teammate, I can't read that, I really can't read that, but the other Auto Rebel car. Of course, Auto Rebel was the other team that we could have actually joined, so the fact they're coming second and third pretty consistently actually maybe means we could have made the wrong decision, especially seeing as our West Force teammate Alex Morton actually came in 14th. It was in fact Edgar who retired from the race, the Barracuda driver there with Alex Linneman there for Dark Nitro coming last in 15th out of the runners. There you can see a little summary of the results. Ode Wills there taking the win in race 1, but actually both Auto Rebel cars finishing on the podium in both races. So those guys are certainly a force to be reckoned with, it has to be said. There you can also see the fastest times there from qualifying. Race 1 went to Alex Lindner and race 2 went to Jurgen Bell, the extra point. So we don't take a single extra point for qualifying or either of the races, but that is how that affects the championship after 2 races now. Auto Rebel taking a 1-2 with 52 and 51 points respectively there, with Bernard Laurent in second, but we find ourselves third there for West Force on 48 points in front of the race 1 winner there, Berthley. He didn't have a very good second race there. He's in front of Essat and Niemen, our rival from race 1. Jurgen Bell there in 7th from Lindner, and a few others there rounding out a top 10. Auto Rebel unsurprisingly top of the team standings with their 1-2 in the driver standings from HSM Racing. West Force there ourselves in 3rd, then Marionette, Orion Racing, Proton Storm, Dark Nitro and Barracuda down in 8th, especially not helped by the retirement for Ode Edgar in the second race. But that is it for the first round of the season. I really hope you've enjoyed that first round. It's been very good, very solid first race, coming in 6th and then taking the win in only our second race. We might be pretty lucky to get the same results in Snetterton for round 2 of this season, but we'll have to see how that goes. There you can see the fan chat on the right hand side. Very, very happy that we managed to take the win. Feel free to tweet that account. That will be on the screen yet again right now. And you may find yourself in a video next time. But feel free to leave a like if you did enjoy, comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much, and subscribe for new videos here on my second channel if you are in fact new around here, which is fairly likely. But the main thing is, I hope you have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.